Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to BallySprings. It's been a while, not in game life, but in real life. Thanks for your patience. If you have been following this series, I had about a 2-week gap here, I think, from the last episode. One had a cold and lost my voice, and then March break got busy. I think maybe it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I don't even know. Anyways, it's pretty easy to go back and check. I should go do that. I should have done that beforehand, but anyways, it doesn't matter. So we're just getting some errands done here in the morning. We've got a busy day ahead of us with planting and the pigs come running. We've got some planting to do today. We've got some mowing to do today. I got to find a solution, actually. It's been bothering me that I don't have a good way of dealing with the silage that we've been producing, the abundance of it, like so much of it, and I don't even have cows yet. And honestly, I don't believe that. I think what can we have? 500 cows here. I don't think I need 1 million liters of silage. I know I can just feed my cows hay, but I'd like to get sort of the maximum potential out of my bovines once they hit the farm. So I'd like to do a nice feed mix for them, which is going to require silage, obviously, hay and grass, which and straw, which we've been stockpiling. But it just seems like maybe we have more than enough silage that I should find something else to do with it. So I ran. I mean, it's only 6 o'clock in the morning here. I ran down this morning just to grab a coffee. They open up at 5:30, and I was kind of only a couple of guys were up, and I was mentioning to them my dilemma or what I thought might be an opportunity. I just don't know what to do with all this silage, other than just feed it or sell it. And the price for silage is really not that great. I mean, we get at the most I get about $180 per 1,000 liters, so it's really not a lot of money. So one of the guys actually, I got to look into this more because I was a little bit confused. But he said that I could contract a guy out of one of the next towns. He'll come in and put in a small plant for me, which will produce. I want to say it'll produce a combination of a fertilizer and power, basically, methane, I believe. So I don't really know a lot about that. I've not really dealt with this in the past, so I do want to do a little bit more research before I make up my mind and figure out what we want to do. Oh wait, what is this? Wheat. Okay, yeah, we can give that. I think once we get mowed out, I may want to call the guy and have him come and look at my yard here and see, well, tell me a little bit more about that process, and then maybe what the upsides could be, as far as how much money can I make, basically, is really what it comes down to, and then do I have the space for it? There's it's a BGA, biogas something. There's one in town actually that's for sale, but if I remember correctly, it's like they're asking like $300,000 or $400,000 for it, which is not in the budget. We need to start paying off some stuff, not spending more. So, but I mean, sometimes you got to spend a little bit of money to make money, and that's what we're going to ultimately do here. But yeah, I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest right now. I haven't had any calls from the bank back in Canada yet. I've been making my payments, which is great. But at some point here, I should start to really work on getting that paid off. I don't think this is the best setup here. Don't lay down in your poop, man. I'm trying to pick it up. All right, good. He got up, or she got up, I guess. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to do that when we have 2,000 pigs, but I guess we'll figure it out. All right, right now we're just making a stack of manure here until we know what to do with it. How's their straw? I'd say they're good for now. I had to spend about $1,200 on this tractor this morning too in parts. Not ideal, but had to be done. All right, so exciting morning here. We are going to... Today we're going to be planting 2 fields. The one hay field, we had the wheat field next to us here on the property where we harvested that possibly last episode, I guess. So I've gone and, if I remember correctly, I've gone and fertilized. I don't think I've put fertilizer down. We'll have to see what the status of it is once we get rolling here. Yeah, we're gonna plant that today. So yeah, we're going to plant with the intention of feeding our animals, i.e. our pigs. So we're gonna plant something I've never planted before, but it is on the approved food list for pigs. We're gonna plant linseed and see how that looks. More because I think maybe it's gonna look good. And it's on it is on the food list on the app. Yeah, it's a beautiful morning here. This area does boast some fantastic sunrises. There you go, linseed. So I don't really know much about it other than it's on the approved list and I've never planted it before. So in the interest of trying new things, I will plant this field. I'm hoping that it looks nice when it flowers. I don't know what the yield is like, but A, I'm interested in trying new things. B, I'm hoping maybe it's something you haven't seen before, so it'll be something interesting for you. And yeah, I'm hoping the pigs like it. This has been a good combination. This tractor and this planter. Just shut that gate. It does seem to pull it well. Now I haven't really tested it with many hills, so I don't know what would happen if we got into a real steep hill situation. That might be a bit of a problem. But we're going to put it to work today. We have the field here on this side, and then we're going to be planting the one. Oh, you can see the dirt on the other side there. So we're going to be planting that one in wheat. Good old wheat. I would plant. So in the spring, we need to be in a position to plant sorghum because that's it looks like a high value food when it comes to pigs. But we can't plant that now until the spring. The only thing that I'm worried about with this, I don't know whether it's this planter or whether it's just the map, and I would experience this with all planters, but if you've played this map, you'll know that you can hide walls and you can cut down shrubs. What do you call them? The hedges. Now, I've run into a few situations where this planter, and I only run into it with this. So while I'm going over some of the areas where there was either maybe a wall or a hedge, it's getting caught on it, on something invisible anyways. I don't know what that is, so that is the only real issue that I've had, and I can only imagine that's because of the map and the way that I've had to, or been able to eliminate those things. I haven't used this on any other map, although I am tempted. I think this would do well on, I believe this would probably do well on maybe Comlands where we're playing with 200 horsepower maximum, because my tractor currently has 185 horsepower. It might be a good one for that. I don't know. Even on hinterland, as I beef up my tractor portfolio and look for quicker ways to get work done. Yeah, I missed playing this map. It's funny, I don't know if you're like this, but in Farming Simulator, I find if I get away from something for too long, then I'm less interested in playing it. But then when I get back onto that map, talking about maps specifically, I'm quickly reminded about what I liked about it. And in just testing a couple things out in this on this map, I was quickly reminded how much I love this map. There's a bit of a hill right there, and seem to walk up it pretty decent. So I believe the bulk of our day is going to be spent in the fields. I mean, I don't think this side's going to take. Well, you know, in all honesty, I don't think either side's going to take extremely long when it comes to putting the seed down. And then it's mowing and picking up grass. I mean, that's kind of a common thing around here, isn't it? But we will, we'll get that guy in and we'll talk about what our potential opportunities are when it comes to grass. Because I mean, we have an opportunity to make a lot of silage here, to mow a lot of grass. Basically, the grass is not shy; it keeps coming back, which is good. It's a constant source for us. I don't know what the winter's going to be like around here. The other thing too, we're going to make a call into the stockyard there. I think it's time to start getting some cows rolling here. We have the food for them. We have the facility for them, and we need, like I said, we need to start making some money. I mean, we started with $1.5 million. Granted, 100,000 of that was mine, and 1.4 million was on a loan. The $10,000 a month payments we've been making, 6,000 of which has been going to the principal, have been paying that down. But obviously, paying $6,000 a month, what is that, $72,000 a year, to put a dent in $1.4 million, it's going to take quite a while. I mean, that's years and years at that rate. So we want to expedite the payment process, and just try to find some interesting and unique ways that maybe aren't just planting seeds and then harvesting crops, because the economy is very unforgiving in this area. It's a beautiful area, don't get me wrong, but you're just not going to make a lot of money. Nice thing about this, sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit, but I'm looking at the seed consumption here, and we're not really eating up a lot of seeds, which is nice. I'll have to check the data when we're done here and see if we actually did fertilize it. Oh, I can update you too on the woods over there. That I gave Dave a call and told him, like, man, I took a walk through the woods, and while they're beautiful and I think they would present a real opportunity for me, I just don't think it's something that I can actually consider anytime soon. So he actually said, don't worry about it. He has nobody else in mind for it, and nobody's really approached him. So he's has no intention of selling it right away. He said he doesn't need to sell it. He just thought that if he was going to sell it to somebody, I might be a good guy for it. So seems like a bit of a story anyways. It's hard to trust what everybody's telling you, but anyways, I did tell him that that's not something that we're looking at doing right away. It's a big investment in not only money but in time, because if you want to really make the most of that opportunity, you're going to spend a lot of time in the woods. And I just don't know that if we're going to find ourselves with 2,000 pigs and at some point here 500 cows running around the forest cutting trees down is maybe not what we're doing right now. Now wintertime might be a whole different story because the regular sort of farming duties, once all the seeds are in the ground and the grass doesn't necessarily grow the same way over the winter time. All we really have to do is just keep the animals fed, keep their outputs moving, although pigs are the output. And when it comes to cows, it's milk basically. But we keep those duties up, then we might find ourselves with a bit of time. But that's a big chunk of land and a big chunk of money. Don't know that I'm prepared for that yet. All right, let me get the rest of this field finished up and then we'll go across the road and attack that wheat field. Maybe I'll have to grab a coffee in the middle too. In real life and game life. All right, we are all done there in the new linseed field. I did have a quick look and I don't believe that I fertilized that field, so we're gonna have to go back afterwards and attack that. Not a lot of traffic out here, which is nice. Canola's looking green. All right, so there's a couple spots along this side actually. Yeah, see, look right there. I don't know what is invisibly blocking us, but that's going to create a few issues as we're trying to plant this field. Something right there. Let me try something. I wonder if that was it. I went into the easy dev menu and hit remove stumps. Oh, no. There's definitely something there. Yeah, look, it's giving me, it's saying there's some kind of wood there. Let's try something else. Come on into the menu with me. It's like there was a tree under the field maybe. Then there was another spot over here where I was running into a similar situation. So in easy dev you can turn on like delete objects or something like that. Ooh. Right there. So I just turned on that sort of delete objects thing. All right, well, we know if we run into a situation where we can't drive through a spot, chances are there's a tree hiding in there somewhere. It's a little disappointing, but it is what it is, I guess. So the other thing here I noticed as I just ran, I was testing something here, and because, I don't know why, but if I go too far back here, then it starts creating, it starts basically expanding the field. I don't really know why. I guess, was this I don't remember what this was before, to be honest with you. I think it was a grass field maybe. And then we expanded it somehow. Honestly, I don't remember, but anyways, it's okay. Let's go back and see just to make sure this is actually planting wheat. Yes, it is. Oh yeah, see, look what, I'm expanding the field inadvertently. Anyways, I guess it's not the end of the world. If I can drive there, I might as well have crops there. It's just, it might make it a little more challenging when it comes time to harvesting. Alright, well, I don't want to have crops growing in the laneway here, so let's just cut short. Let's be very precise on this edge. I will say it's kind of nice waking up in the morning here knowing that there's not a lot of equipment that we need. I think we, for the most part, have all the equipment that we need in order to farm here, which is good. I mean, at some point here, we're going to need to spread manure. Well, I don't know. We'll figure out what we're going to do with our manure and slurry. Got to watch out for those canola. The canola there, almost ran over it. But yeah, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do there. But that's not an immediate worry. We're a long ways from ever having enough to want to do something with that. There's some greenhouses actually that take manure as an input, but I think they mix it with something else too, and I don't know what that is. So I'll have to see if that makes sense for us instead of spreading it on fields, because I understand you need a lot of manure to cover a field. Is it the same with slurry? I don't honestly remember dealing with either in my farming history. All right, let's see if there's anything invisible still sitting around here. So we'll smash it. Oh, yeah. What could it be? Be right in here. It's funny that the tractor itself doesn't smash into whatever is hiding. All right, I mean, I was able to just go around whatever is there, but I don't know what's there. There's definitely something there, and I just can't see it. Wood right there. There. Gone. Ay. As if we don't have enough trouble on our hands when it comes to this. Playing and enjoying this game, but now we've got to hunt for invisible things. But we got it, so hopefully that will save like that for future episodes, and we won't have to try to find those invisible trees every time. I want to say that I fertilized this side already because I'm certain that I threw lime down. I mean, you can see it in the field in certain places. But then the fact that you don't see it everywhere kind of leads me to believe that I sprayed the field after. And because I cut this field and I cut that canola field at the same time, separate of the field that's now a linseed field across the road, I think that's probably the case. Because I would have come through, plowed, threw down the lime, and then likely threw down the fertilizer. I thought the wheat field we had when we moved in looked nice when the sun hit it and the gentle breezes here and on BallySprings, but I think this bigger field over here of wheat's going to look even nicer. All right, it's been a bit of a bumpy ride here as we trudge through the fields, but we're almost done with the wheat planting. Almost 9 o'clock in the morning, not too bad. I mean, we got started, I was hauling crates over there when I found you guys, and it was still dark outside, so what was that, like 6 o'clock in the morning or something? So we're cruising through the day here. Obviously some of that was taken up by hunting invisible trees. As we roll into, October, it's going to look nice with this field and the linseed field over there. If they germinate correctly, I guess. Can they germinate incorrectly? Probably not, but once they start to germinate and we see some life coming up in the fields, they'll look really nice. All right, good times. Let's get this stuff back. I'm going to make a coffee quickly, and then I'm just going to make a quick call to that guy from the other town about the biogas plants and see what the deal is there, and see if maybe he's available to come by later. So let me go do that. I won't take too long here. All right, let's get back at it. Didn't take too long. Well, it's just after 9 o'clock now, I guess. But yeah, so great coffee. It was a little bit hot, so I didn't finish the whole thing. So I got on the phone with shoot, I didn't catch the guy's name. Anyways, whatever. We're gonna meet. Yeah, so he said probably for around $50,000 or $60,000 he can put in a small plant for us that wouldn't take up more. I was trying to explain the pad here, how I had sort of built out, some stuff here, and he said, yeah, it would probably take up a similar amount of space. So I'm kind of thinking maybe if he does come by, this space right over here might be a good place for it, and then we can just haul the silage into it and produce whatever it produces. He said it's quite a lucrative business once you're rolling. We'll get a chance to talk to him later about that. I'm stalling right now. We got a lot of grass to pick up. Let's go find the mower. Oh, actually, sorry, before we get mowing, let me go check the app. God, look at that over there. That's a mess. But yeah, it does look like we fertilized the wheat field, sort of, whatever's going on there. We may want to do one run around the border, but we have not fertilized this linseed field. So before we go and mow, before we get the mower on and start attacking there, I think let's go and throw the fertilizer down before we forget. We want to give ourselves a fighting chance at a good yield there. So let's give ourselves some fertilizer here. We're going from a bleeding eye shade of red to yellow. I don't know how else to explain the transmission in this tractor other than it's somewhat fluid. It doesn't seem to kick into gear immediately whether you're rolling backwards or you're trying to change direction. It doesn't really always respond immediately. I wonder if it's yellow because we're putting linseed in the field. So I wonder if the crop is actually helping determine what color the fertilized state is showing up on the mini map. I don't mean because it's a flower, but like, for example, with soybeans, I know there's something with soybeans where you don't necessarily have to fertilize. Is that right? Yeah, I don't necessarily recall ever seeing that yellow shade after fertilizing. Of course, I'm referring to the mini map down at the side as it's showing us our nitrogen levels. So after this, we'll go across the road there and do one quick run around the outside of our wheat field. Oh, look, we're actually going to go through a full load here. In playing this game, I've never spent much time with the BGA other than, when it's a sell point during a contract. So it'd be interesting to see what the sort of results are there. Can we make money? I guess we're fertilizing the crop. It looks like, it's weird, eh? I wonder why when I first did this, it didn't give us a full coverage. We didn't get the edges, basically. We're getting them now. There you go. That didn't take much time. I haven't seen a lot of cars out today. I did notice like some cement trucks going by earlier, but Not a lot of traffic. Let's go remember what mower we use on this map. Okay. Oh, we have the front mower too. Have we mowed since we picked that up from the sale? That's exciting. I don't think we've used that yet, have we? We might have. So I don't want to jinx myself, but I mean, I thought it rained all the time in Ireland. Oh, great. I probably just totally screwed myself, didn't I, by saying that? So if I move that over. That should give us a reasonable amount of additional coverage. Oh, I mentioned that there was not a lot of other equipment that we needed, but I think there is one more thing we're actually going to go look at investing in, and that's a front windrow. To see if we can slap one on the front of this tractor and then run it as we go through with the forage wagon, because if we can, then it's going to save us a step. First of all, it's going to save us the frustration of using those tiny little windrows, which are just a nightmare. I mean, it's one thing to try to be realistic and use stuff that might be used on in this region or on this map or with equipment this size, but it's another thing to torture yourself. I'm not really interested in torturing myself, so I think we'll probably look at that front windrow option. So I'm trying not to be too greedy. I'm trying to just sort of hug the outside but not get into the hedges. If I start slamming into hedges, then I'm getting too greedy. Yeah, this extra working width on this mower setup has been great. I don't know what the exact addition is to the working width, but I mean, it's far better. If you can imagine, we were only able to mow kind of where, behind the left wheel or the right wheel there in the past, because we just had the side mower, but you had that front mower on. Now we got way more coverage. So we are cruising here. What time is it now? 10:30. Not bad. It'll be noon, and we'll be done all of our stuff. Actually, I shouldn't say that, because we're gonna have to pick all this grass up, which isn't just driving around in circles and then you're done. You gotta keep emptying it as you go. We're gonna have to figure out where we're gonna put what mix we're gonna do. Like what combination of grass will go into the fermenting silo versus the grass dryer. If this BGA works out well, there may come a time where we are just feeding cows hay and we're sending all of our silage to production. Be curious to know if there's any more things that you can do with silage that aren't just selling it or feeding it to the animals. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Definitely not. I kind of can't help but stare at the ground underneath the mowed grass and still wonder why they came up with this. It's crazy. This map is like super lush and the grass is super long and everything, and then they come up with this really horrible mowed grass texture. Maybe if they just made it green or like a darker green or something. Oh, we got some corn popping out over there. We'll have to get that into our little piggies. The activity around that pig pen with 2,000 pigs would just be absolutely insane. All right, well, I'm gonna put this weight on the back and then we'll head into the store to grab that. Actually, no, I won't. Let's go sell our windrow. Go talk to Steve over at the dealership there. I'll just lift this thing. Doesn't really drive well otherwise. Yeah, the roads are really quiet today. As I'm starting to see some vehicles, but I mean, this is the main road. Normally the traffic is just stacked through here. Ooh. I know we have our own pumps, but... Alright, while the grass was filling up, I ran over to... Oh, hi. How's it going? You like that tractor? Hey, I know. I love this thing. Yeah, when it's for sale, I'll let you know. See ya. Yeah, anyway, so I had a word with Steve while we were while I was waiting for the tractor. The tractor takes forever to fill up, and so he set me up with one of those fancy front-mounted windrows. So I still had this attached, so he's gonna have to take a quick look at that for us. Yeah, so it looks like we picked up $100 or so by painting it. So let's sell that. $10,800. We spent a little over $15,000, I believe, for the new windrow. Let's hope this sits on here well. All right, so this should greatly increase our productivity when it comes to picking up grass, picking up anything really. Anything we need to pick up in the fields, we use this thing. It's really going to help collect. 6-meter working width, funnels everything right into the forage wagon. Oh, okay, sorry. I know, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, your car looks great. Keep going. No way to make friends. Yeah, anyways, it shovels everything right into the forage wagon and then saves us a step. And I mean, that windrow we were using was quite painful. It's like everybody's getting crops in now. I don't know what's in that field next to us. Grass is lush everywhere. When I was talking to the guys down at the store, they were telling me that there's people looking for a lot of help right now to get their fields done. So apparently there's a lot of money to be made right now out there with my fellow farmers, but that's not what we're looking to do right now. We got enough work to do for ourselves. At some point, if we're done all our work and we find somebody that needs some help, for sure. I mean, I'm not opposed to making a couple extra bucks, but it would take us a long time to pay off $1.4 million, mowing lawns. All right, in the grass dryer, we are sitting with 250,000 liters of hay, and we got another 100,000 liters of grass sitting behind it waiting to be turned into hay. So we have quite a bit there. Over here, We've got a little over 800,000 liters of potential silage. I'm going to say that we have enough hay for now. Let's dump everything we get today into silage in the hopes that as we get into this BGA, well, if it all works out for us anyways, that we can turn it all into money. I don't want to just go willy-nilly all over the place, but I did kind of just start right in the middle here, so I'm just going to rip up here and do my best to kind of go in a straight line so this thing can pick up all the grass. Okay, this could be a little bit challenging. It is a little heavy, but likely still going to be far quicker than what we were doing. This windrow seems to miss some grass. Yeah, I think this is going to take a while, folks. But like anything in this game, you just put your head down and get the work done, right? Oh my gosh, look at all that. Just checking in here. We are cruising along, but look at it's 2:30, almost 2:30 in the afternoon. I've got over 1 million liters now in combination of grass and silage in the air. Look at this ugly, ugly ground. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. I got a phone call back from the guy at the who does the installs for the small biogas plants on I guess it's typically an industrial process, I guess, where you've got these large setups and people, you know, basically building big business around it. But he said it's becoming more commonplace, especially with the you know, in an area where grass just grows so abundantly. It's becoming more commonplace to have farms putting these in. So I'm not groundbreaking by any means, but you know, I think this will be helpful for us. Ooh, so bouncy. But anyways, yeah, so I did get a call from him. He is not going to be able to make it out to talk to us today, unfortunately. So we are going to have to revisit that conversation. Now, on the topic of mowing the grass, so I've been talking about how we need to figure out ways to make money and pay this loan off. I think I need to spend a little bit more money here. This has been quite painful. I think that the tractor is, like, this setup is perfect. This is exactly what we need to do in order to attack this kind of grass, I guess, like this type of job. But yeah, it's not happening quickly with the current tractor we have. Now, I'm not saying that I want to get rid of this tractor, but I am saying perhaps we need to add something a little bit more powerful and potentially something with duals so we can get that traction down. So I'm going to keep my eyes open. I'm going to put a call into Steve down at the shop and tell him what my thoughts are. Maybe they got a demo or they have, I don't know, something. I don't want to buy anything. I also don't want to buy anything super used and beat up because I don't want to have to be, you know, dumping $1,500 in parts into it every month just to keep it running, because the engine hours are old and it's already sort of pre-worn out. I want something newer, I think. We're going to be using it for a long time and putting a lot of hours on it, so I do want to look for something like that. So that's on the horizon. But I before I can do that, I need to know what the reality is with the BGA, or what other options we have for the amount of silage we can produce. What else can we do with it versus, like, short of selling it? I don't want to just sell it. And that's another load. Yeah, see, we're just putting along. I might pull up to my shop too and just see if there's a couple things I can tighten. Get this tractor tightened up a little bit. Maybe it'll run a little bit better. Not that it's running bad, but maybe I'll find a little more power. It's crazy. There's gonna be so much grass in that silo. Like, I bet you there's still 100,000 liters out there on the field. Just trying to get myself on top of the hill. Once the forage wagon's full, it's really hard to get up this hill. Yeah, so be curious to see what we can find out there in regards to. We might even just end up with a new tractor. Who knows? Maybe I could get Steve to work me out a bit of a deal. But I'll be curious to see what we can get. Ideally, we get something in the sort of 250 horsepower range, something like that, and from PTO. I don't necessarily need to put loader arms on it. Something that'll help us handle these hills a little better, especially once we got the weight of all that grass behind us. Look, I'm kind of going downhill, and this thing's having a hard time. Unfortunately, what it does is it just burns up the day. So all the other things that you might have wanted to accomplish during the day, you just can't do because you're sitting out here driving around at 7 or 8 kilometers an hour. So I've had lots of time to look around while I'm picking up grass, and I've sort of been admiring the way this farm is taking shape. I like the pre-built farm. It's funny, forever I liked playing this game and only wanted to make my own farms. But I like when you can take a pre-built farm and then expand on it. So the layout of this farm I thought was really good to begin with, and then I've been able to expand on it in a way that I think just sort of suits the original. It's not like I went in and it's all cement and metal siding, and then I went in and put a big red barn. I've tried to keep everything somewhat consistent with what the look and feel of the farm, and not just this farm, but farms in the area too. So I like the way that it's turning out. And I think the mini BGA that we're going to be looking at, quite potentially to place in that area right in front of me there, will have a good look to it. So I think we're going to like the way this is going to shape up. That BGA is going to come in likely in the month of October. My guess is that after this episode here, there likely won't be a lot to do in the sort of second day of September, because the farms or the fields were just planted, the grass is just mowed, all that stuff. The animals, basically, it's just going to be moving stuff from the greenhouses to feed the pigs, and that.
So it's September now. Quite likely we'll pick things up again in October, at which point I'd like to, so we'll have hopefully done the research on this BGA and determine whether or not that's a solution for us. I'd also like to get a hold of the stockyard, like I mentioned, and perhaps we can get the first, couple dozen cows set up so we can start producing some milk. And then at that point, I don't think there'll be anything else we can do with the fields yet, because of course I've been so used to playing on comlands where we're not playing with seasons, and you just sort of plant whenever you want, and then harvest when it's ready. And if you don't get to it right away, it doesn't wither. Not the case in this map. We're back to playing seasons, and you got to get those crops out of the ground. And if we're lucky, something will pop up in regards to a tractor. It'd be really cool if the used equipment market popped up a sufficient tractor that was like 60% off, but I just don't want to get into servicing daily parts spends, but we'll figure it out. I mean, we only have $260,000. I probably have about $80,000 worth of silage that I could sell if we were ever in a pinch, but that's for all the time and effort that went into making that silage. I don't think just dumping it for $150 per 1,000 liters is a good idea. We want to find the most bang for our buck, so we likely will never sell silage. We'll likely only turn our silage into something else that makes money. Yeah, see, it's starting to get difficult to pull it up this tiny little hill. So anyways, guys, I think with that, as I plug through the rest of this field here, we're going to call that an episode. This is September at BallySprings. It's good to be back on the map after a short hiatus there. This will hopefully get back to posting one episode per week. My thinking, so my regular industry, the day job, is heating up now. So I'm going to try to maintain a schedule where there's one BallySprings episode, and while we're still playing Hinterland, one Hinterland episode, and then two Comlands episodes, at least until we get to around the 2-year mark, and then we'll decide what we're doing with that map. Having too much fun over there, actually, but we'll see how that goes. So anyways, that's the plan. Hopefully that works, because my regular day job does also require a ton of computer time and editing, and it's quite challenging. So this is, I'm recording this right now on Sunday, and then it's going to go live on the channel on Monday. There's a chance, if you've got an idea for like what options I have in regards to using grass or silage to produce an income, I will probably not end up recording the next episode of this until maybe Wednesday. So this will be one of those rare chances where you'll be able to make a comment on a video and I haven't already gone and recorded the next episode. So that's actually cool. So if you've made it this far in the video and you have a suggestion, please leave in the comments. What would you do in my situation? I don't have a large footprint to play with. I'm not looking to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, but I am looking to use my silage to create additional income over what I'm going to get just by feeding it to my animals and selling it. So hook me up. Let me know what you think. All right, other than that, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that right now. That would be extra helpful to me. We're almost at 800 subscribers, which is kind of cool. Getting closer to that 1,000 mark, which is surprising. No, not surprising, but somebody said, don't be surprised, and you know what, you're right. I'm not surprised anymore, because I do understand obviously how YouTube works, and they, the more I post, they continue to serve my content up in front of people, but I'm always sort of delighted and appreciative when somebody does subscribe. I think that's really cool. That's what I was trying to say. So hope you're having a great day. Today is St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you, and goodbye.